Today is December 9th, and Juan Soto is no longer a New York Yankee. Between the Bases starts right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to an episode of Between the Bases podcast. My name is Noak. Alongside me is Logan. Logan, I gotta say I'm sorry. We always get you on for the sad episodes, but how you doing?
It's like you call me to be your therapist. I can't prescribe anything. Like, what do you want me to do?
Uh, I need you to
And
prescribe something for me. That's not Juan Soto. So what do you got?
I'll prescribe Pete Alonso, Walker Bueller, Max Fried, and a new manager. Because I think a deciding factor in Soto's decision to depart with the Yankees was ultimately Aaron Boone. I mean, Aaron Boone, he really, there's no words to describe the stupidity of him. And that's what lost us a lot of ball games this year. And the stupid thing is that Clay Holmes, he's also in New York now, and he's projected to be a starter. So I don't know how that's going to play out. So it could be, listen, I can't, he could either be the best player for 15 years and go crazy, or he can have one good season, get injured, and that'll be it. Like, it's really unpredictable. Again, biggest contract in all of sports. So it's really unpredictable, and he has the opt out. That can also give him like $4 million if he stays extra. So we'll let time tell. But other than that, I'm happy. It's bittersweet because he brought us to the World Series, but it wasn't just him. It was also Judge. He wasn't really that loyal to the fans. He loved New York. He just cared more about money, and that was the ultimate decision.
Listen, Juan Soto, you failed us.
He did.
You failed us. You failed every single Yankee fan because you made us. We're no longer the New York Yankees. We're no longer the team that the NY on our hat means anything. It's no longer who we are. The Yankees are just another baseball team now. They're another baseball team that spends money. They're no longer the.
Listen. We still have loyalty, though. We still have a lot of loyalty. Look at Aaron Judge. Turned down $25 million from the Padres to stay with us.
Yeah, but Hal Steinbrenner has messed up. He's messed up. If George Steinbrenner
He's messed up ever since his father died. Hal Steinbrenner doesn't know how to run an organization and manage a ball club. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And people are blaming Cashman. It's all Steinbrenner. He thinks he's big shot. He thinks he's just like his dad, but he's not. No one will ever be as good as George Steinbrenner.
If George Steinbrenner would still be alive, Juan Soto would be a Yankee. And the fact that we're sitting here right now and talking about how Juan Soto went to not a division rival, but your crosstown rivals, who the Yankee fans are going to have to hear about it now for the next 15 years. And yes, we're going to get into how it might have been an overpay. And yes, he's going to slow down at the end of the contract.
It absolutely was an overpay. He did not deserve to get that much a year. He probably deserved to get maybe $600 million, $650 million. Definitely not. I don't think he should have got paid. I don't know how to explain it because I know he's getting less than Shohei a year. Yes, deferred money, but other than that. But I really think that nobody in this league, nobody should have been paid more than Shohei. Because Shohei is a two-way player. Everybody glazes him online, but it's so true. He's once in a generation. Can't really go wrong with him. Two-way player, one of the best pitchers, one of the best hitters. But Juan Soto, he just hits a ball far, and he's not even that good at fielding.
All right, let's stop coping because Juan Soto, let's be real. Yes, it would have been an overpay, but you had to get it done. You're the Yankees. You went all in for this guy for 1 year. He's a generational hitter. You don't see hitters like him every day. And yes, he can't play the field. And yes, it might have been an overpay. It doesn't matter. You got to get the job done. And I think, I'm going to put it out there, I think the Yankees are better off not signing Soto because if they did sign Soto, they wouldn't have signed the free agent for the next 7 or 8 years. They would have been stuck with two good hitters and a lineup with no holes. So now, guess what? You got an opportunity to fix a mistake, and you can build a roster together. But if you don't do anything this offseason, we're still going to be known as the Yankees. Prove to everyone why we're still the Yankees and that we lost, even though that we lost to King Cohen and our crosstown rivals, why we could still be a good team and sign some free agents. Won't you, Brian Cashman? Please.
And listen, Pete Alonso is still a free agent, and I don't think the Mets have been talking to him that much. With all that money, we can get a first baseman again. we don't have to go with, if we get Soto, we'll also get Christian Walker, Anthony Santander. No, we can get Alonso, and we can also beef up our pitching with that Freed guy. No, I think Alonso's gonna wear pinstripes. I really think so.
Please don't give me Pete Alonso, because if they get Pete Alonso, that would be the biggest slap in the face you can have as a Yankee fan. It's like a
Fine,
girlfriend. You take your
fine.
girl, your best friend takes your girlfriend, and you take his ugly girlfriend back. All right, Pete Alonso is nowhere near where Juan Soto is, and if we get Pete Alonso, we're gonna be known
It's
as
better
little
than
brother in this
Rizzo.
town.
It's
We're
better
gonna
than
be known
Rizzo.
as little brother in this town if they sign Pete Alonso.
Would you
Pete
rather have
Alonso,
Ben?
stay
Would
off
you
my
rather have
team.
Ben Rice or Pete Alonso?
Ben Rice is a
Honestly.
very nice swing. I'd rather see what I got in Ben Rice than be called the Mets little
Oh my
brother.
goodness! Come on,
Than be
come on.
called the Mets little
Be
brother and sign
real.
Pete
Be
Alonso.
real. Be real. Alonso was one of the biggest successes with the Mets over his career.
Yeah, but Pete Alonso also might be the stupidest idiot I've seen in the game. He has a peanut for a brain. His press conferences are really bad. Um,
Who
he can hit.
cares?
He can hit, and that's all that matters. But at the end of the day, I do not want to be known as the
Exactly.
Mets little brother. I don't want to trade our big star for their little star compared to Juan Soto. Juan Soto
Better to
is a
have
one
a
of one
little star than
talent.
no star. It's better to have a little star than no star.
All right. Well, now that we're done talking about Juan Soto and the generational and the Yankee brand, let's move on. What can the Yankees do to make this a better offseason than actually signing Juan Soto?
Get Bregman, beef up that. Get another outfielder so Grisham isn't starting. I'd put Dominguez out left or sign a good left fielder such as freaking I don't know Santander. Get Santander or Teoscar Hernandez.
Santander.
Get them at left field. Put Dominguez at center. Then, if we really had the money, we would put Bregman at third. Put Jazz Chisholm in the place of David Torres at second. Obviously, Keith will be at short. Get Pete Alonso at first, designated hitter. Obviously, Stanton, but if he gets injured, I think they should bring up Spencer Jones. He's been great in the minors, spring training. He did unbelievable. I mean, he and his swing is remotely near Aaron Judge. Like that's his. He could be the next Aaron Judge. I absolutely think he can, and he's been proving it all season in the minor leagues.
He has strikeout stuff, so I think the Yankees will flip him. He puts up
Yeah,
solid
so do
numbers.
all the other Yankees. So did Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge also strikes out. He either strikes out or hits the ball 400 feet.
When it comes down to Dominguez and Jones, I think everyone would rather Dominguez.
Obviously, but how long is Dominguez going to remain the number one prospect in the organization?
I mean, as long as they keep him a prospect.
For sure, yeah.
Here's my projected lineup. I'm gonna go through all the positions. You tell me when I get to the end if this is a better team than if they actually signed Juan Soto and did nothing. All right, here we go. My catcher, we're gonna say it the obvious. It's gonna be Austin Wells.
Oh, for sure.
Wells and Trevino. And I don't think we have to talk about that. That's pretty much a lock. First base is one of the positions we got to talk about. I think the Yankees go out there and they sign Christian Walker. Second base, I think they put Caleb Durbin out there at second base. As much as I hate it, I think they put Caleb Durbin out there and they want to see what they got in the rookie. At shortstop, Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe is the shortstop that we've been promised. He's flashed some leather sometimes. He's flashed what he can be. He's also flashed what he can't be. So,
He's inconsistent at the plate, though. Very.
if Volpe stays consistent next year, he could be a very, 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 very good part to this Yankee team. Third base, I think they go Jazz Chisholm Jr. And then the outfield is where it gets interesting for me. I think in left field, they're going to put Teoscar Hernandez out there. We really need to see Teoscar Hernandez in Bronx. He loves playing in the Bronx. He's a good power hitter. Center field, I think the Yankees trade for Cody Bellinger. I think Cody Bellinger, maybe they trade Jones for Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger is a really, really good piece to have.
That would be valid.
And then people are going to yell at me and say, oh, where's Jason Dominguez on this list? Oh, Jason Dominguez sent him back down to AAA.
He's probably gonna stay in AAA. As much as the talent that he has, they're probably gonna bring him like in an injury situation.
Listen, if you have Teoscar, Cody Bellinger, and Aaron Judge, then you gotta teach. You gotta teach.
Honestly, I wouldn't just trade for Bellinger. I'd try and take a shot at Nico Hornier. I'd try and avoid the third base problem. Put him at third. Then you got, I think he plays third. And if not, we'll teach him how to play third. And then just get Teoscar, keep Jason Dominguez as center, and then bring Bellinger back at first base. Bellinger's not a bad first baseman. He's a great fielder, but not a bad first baseman.
Yes, but I'd rather Bellinger in center, and then I'd put Judge in right. That way, when Dominguez, if an injury does happen, because you got a lot of guys there that are injury prone, Judge might get hurt. Stanton might get hurt. That if you do get a guy that's hurt, you can bring up Dominguez again. That was the plan this year, and they didn't do that. So I don't know how much we can
They
rely on
did.
the Yankees.
He just barely did anything.
But how much? How? I mean, he was hurt when
I
Stanton
mean,
got hurt. So you got to hope that he doesn't get hurt. And
he,
then my rotation would be I'd get Burns, Freed. I mean, I'd get either one of Burns or Freed. So it'd be Cole.
it'd be more Freed, but
It'd be
either or obviously would be good.
Cole, Rodon, Freed, Schmidt, Heel. I think they trade Stroman.
Oh, for sure. I think they have an opt out. I would take that opt out.
So, what are your thoughts on that on that team? Again, that's Wells, Walker, Durbin, Volpe, Jazz, Teoscar, Bellinger, Judge, and then we only had Max Fried.
I mean, I said it earlier. I'd rather have Bregman at third, put Jazz second, try and get Alonso at first, but no, Christian Walker's very good. And if you can't get Bregman, I would try and trade for Arenado. A lot of talks have been heating up about the Yankees and Arenado.
Oh, I don't want Arenado. No, don't get me started.
I would want Arenado. I would want. It's better than Durbin at second. I'd rather have Jazz at second.
We're gonna go back to having Josh Donaldson play third base. Like that was a disaster. Don't get these washed up stars that now want to come to the Yankees. What are we? Like hand me down or a team for hand me downs? No, get past that stage at the Yankees. We don't want them. No.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
No.
I think Arenado would be a very good contributor to the Yankees.
Listen, whatever happens, the Yankees need to go in the offseason. We mentioned earlier in the podcast, the Yankees brand, they lost it. They lost it to little brother, the Mets. The Mets now came in, and they're no longer little brother in New York because they went in and they swooped up the big guy. This is the biggest moment in Mets history besides winning a World Series. They swooped the guy from the Yankees. Now we're going to have to live with it for the next couple years.
But they barely have any room to make any moves during the offseason. They barely have any room.
Steve Cohen has a ton of money. I would not count the Mets out of anything. But let's talk about that contract. People are going to call it an overpay. Yes, it was an overpay. The Yankees had to do it. They didn't do it. I think, it's probably going to go to the $800 million range because he's
not opting out. He's going to want the money.
Yeah, he's going to go to $800 million. He's going to want But at the end of the contract, he's going to become like Giancarlo Stanton. But Giancarlo Stanton doesn't walk. He hits homers. So
exactly,
he's going to become washed up at the end of the contract. I don't know.
Not even that. Happen. Stan put a lot of work this offseason to cut down and be better. I mean, when he was healthy last year, obviously he was striking out. Stance was different. Everything about him just did not seem right. Then he cut down, lost his muscle, had more movement, showed more athleticism. I mean, he still couldn't run, obviously, but he was way better at the plate, had a better approach. Listen, I don't think the Yankees would have gone far if it weren't for Stan in the playoffs. If it weren't for Stan, the Yankees would not have made the World Series.
Listen, 15 years, these contracts almost never work out. That being said, we still needed to get Juan Soto, and we failed. This Yankee team is, people are saying 04 was the worst moment in their life. But they at least got to see a World Series championship. I've never seen a World Series championship. I was one when they last won the World Series, and somehow every time they make it to the playoffs, they always find a new way to lose, an embarrassing way to lose. If you lose in the playoffs, please do it in a normal way, like every other team. Somehow we get a two-way walking us off. We get swept by the Astros. We get killed by our division rivals. We got Mike Brosseau hitting a homer off of Aroldis Chapman to send us home in 2020. We made 3 errors this year in the 5th inning against the Dodgers. It's been a disaster, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. If Hal Steinbrenner, if Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman don't wake up soon, because it's a shame to wear this Yankee hat anymore. You don't want to wear a Yankee hat in public anymore. It's an embarrassing, and that's not a good thing because the Yankees hat is supposed to mean winning, and that is not what's happening.
Cashman's good. It's all Boone and Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner needs to shape up. Cashman is the guy who got us Soto. Yes, we gave up King. We gave up all those guys who really did good on the Padres this year. But we got Juan Soto that, when would you ever think we would get we would even get an opportunity to such a generational player other than we are the Yankees? Other than that, it was all Brian Cashman. None of it was Steinbrenner.
And you've opened up a door where the Yankees have seen that you're willing to spend $760 million. So you cannot back away anymore. You have to spend that money this free agency. You got to sign guys. Go all in for Kyle Tucker, and then we'll resign him next year. We said about Soto, but you got to do it. You got to do it. This is get Kyle Tucker, get somebody, because the Yankees got to shape up. We got to be the big bad Yankees again, and not be some other Major League Baseball team that spends money. Because that's what they are right now. They're no longer the New York Yankees. They're just the Yankees.
On a happy note, we did get that guy from Seattle in place of John Sterling.
Dave Sims, yes, Dave Sims is a
I'm
good
just
guy.
saying, that's really good. That's a good pickup. That's their best pickup this offseason.
And we sent Clay Holmes to the Mets.
Yeah, Clay Holmes, cardiac Clay. He's gonna freaking. And they want him as a starter too, which is probably they can make a Netflix special out of that. That would be hilarious.
You think Clay Holmes has ever spoken a word to Juan Soto? I cannot picture a conversation between those two.
I can't like Clay Holmes. Hey, when you get up and you're approaching ninth inning, what is the batter thinking? I want to know. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, you know. I think they've ever talked.
I think another Yankee player goes to the Mets this offseason. I think Gleyber Torres is heading on his way to the Mets. I think he's there to be with his buddy Juan Soto. They had so much fun together this year.
I think
that would be a slap in the face, wouldn't it, Yankee fans? Letting another guy walk to the Mets?
That'd be crazy. You know what I wouldn't mind seeing though? Gleyber on the Blue Jays. Now, let me tell you what.
I want Gleyber on the Tigers. Stay away from me.
Tigers.
The Tigers. Again, the Yankees are probably still the best team in the AL, where, Mets fans are talking a lot of smack. They're saying, oh, the Mets are better than the Yankees. Yes, you guys are better than the Yankees, except for the fact that you're the fifth best team in the NL. We're the best team in the AL. So enjoy all your second place finishes in the NL, because we're going to be the best team in the AL for the next couple of years.
That's because the AL is good. That's not saying much.
Yeah, the AL.
That's like saying out of 200 people, you've placed top 100. You're better than 100 other guys, but you're worse than 100 other guys.
And I don't think the Mets are the best team in their division either. I think the Braves are better. I think the Phillies are better. I think the Dodgers and the Padres are better.
When Acuna gets healthy, I think the Braves are going to go back to the World Series.
If Acuna hit the open market, I think he'd make the most money. I think he'd make more money than Soto.
Absolutely, he's getting.
He hit the open market. Acuna is one of the top players.
In the next 5 years, we're going to start getting $1 billion contracts. We're going to start. It's nearing. We're going to start having $1 billion contracts. It's going to be crazy. Man, inflation.
I don't know what to say. Please, Yankees, go make a move. Thank you, Logan. Next time we'll get you on for a happy episode. Please. He came on when the Yankees lost the World Series.
More than happy to come on.
When Max Fried signs it with the Yankees, when the Yankees make a move, I'll try to get you on. All right, thank you.
All right, see you, bro.
Let's go Yankees. Let's make some moves.